gosh. Let me see. This broad
Ah,
live. Mine is saying it's live.
okay.
Hey,
Yes, we're live. Okay. In case you hadn't noticed, people who are in the chat already, I am having major internet issues on my end, and I'm hosting Shamela. So I have you on my phone and I have you on my computer. The problem is I manage everything from my computer, and it's the dodgy landline that is giving me grief. So if I disappear, Shamila will carry on and I will return. It just means I'm going to struggle to put comments on the screen because my computer is like, it's just, I've got just little circles going like this all the time. So I'm sorry if I can't put comments on. I can see that we have Anne in the house, Anne Redfern, and she says looking forward to this one. May have to leave early, but we'll definitely watch on the catch up. Thanks, Anne. You know that you can always find these afterwards on Facebook and on YouTube. So they are there for you to watch. We've got Charmaine Harris in the house as Harry. You know, it's so funny because she said hello at the beginning, and I was like, I don't know this username, Harry. Who's Harry? And that's obviously short for Harris. So hello, Charmaine.
Belinda Crosby says,
We've got, we've got Belinda Crosby in the house, and when my computer catches up, it should go on the. There we go. Okay, I can't. Oh, today is going to be interesting, Shamila. I'm just going to do the best I can with my dodgy internet connection.
The most of it.
We've got Moika saying hello. We've got Holland in the house. We've got Portugal in the house. We've got lots of people coming in. It is so awesome. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. And Stamperia is now going live twice a day. So we have the 11 a.m. and we have the 3 p.m. So I know people in Australia and so on are really enjoying being able to connect live at 11 and not just watch the reruns. So we've got Cindy in the house. Cindy is amazing. I saw Cindy comment live at one of the 11 a.m. shows. So goodness knows what time it is for you there. Cindy, don't you sleep? We've got Agnieszka here. Thank you, thank you. Oh my word, yes, it's going to be very dodgy for me trying to put things on screen because we've got Sky Blue saying hello from Jakarta because it comes in like batches. So I'll just try and keep up. So Shamila, what have you got planned for us today?
We are stamping and making cards today. I have 3 cards planned, so I hope I'm not going to dawdle too much around the cards so that we can finish all 3. I just have to say there is a building construction happening next door to me. So you may have some strange noises coming through. I can't help it. And some spontaneous singing maybe. So
well, that sounds very interesting. We're going to have one of those lives. It's just, we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants and whatever happens, happens and do the best we can.
Yeah, so I will change my view and then you can play something.
Okay, so I'm going to make myself solo layout so that you can change your view, and then when I can see that you've got your desk back to normal or camera flipped, then I will add you back to the screen and take myself off. So let's try this. Let's see how long this takes before it's like a loony bin asylum here today. I'm not quite sure when it's going to react to what I've asked it to do. It hasn't at all. So I think you're just going to have to try and change cameras, Shamila.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this. So, camera.
Oh, now it's given me full screen. It's like working with the delayed action button. You know, you press it, you ask it to do something, and then when you've forgotten you've even asked it to do that, well, it obliges. It's great.
Okay. You can let me know if you can see my desk.
I can see your desk, so I'm going to exit my solo layout, which should give it back. There we go. That was quite quick. And I am going to give you solo layout if I can, once it's finished freezing. Okay. Oh, I can see you've got some chipboards there as well.
Got some chipboards. I've got some glamour pigment. I have some acetate. And I've got some stamps. Oh, I meant to bring the full set with me to the live, but I've forgotten. But for this card, we are going to be using the Lady Vagabond airship, the clock, and what's this one? Like a smaller clock. And
it's a clock within a clock. It's a bit of a crazy one. It's got like seconds around the outside.
I love that one actually. Oh, I have the numbers here though. So it is WTKCC 190 and 189. So those are the two stamp sets we are using today.
Okay.
I'm just going to put on my... It's winter in Cape Town, but Shamela's hot, so...
Yeah, well, if you're anything like me, you have your own personal summers.
I do. And your built-in heater. When you get to this age, you have a built-in heater.
Yes.
Just ahead all those who haven't reached this point in life yet.
Oh, the joys, the things they have to look forward to.
Okay, so what I've got here is, and I haven't had time to draw up the instructions for you, but I will do it after the live, and I'll send you the instructions and you can post it. So I've got a piece of black card, and you can use any dark color cardstock because the technique that I'm going to do for this card requires a dark card. So this is the back of our card. And this card measures 6 3/4 by about 4 1/2. It's entirely up to you how big or how small you want it to be, because you can do it with any size card. And I'm just going to score it on the 3/4 inch line. Like that. So, where are my blocks? Right. Just need my Perspex blocks, and I'm going to stamp with the Lady Vagabond airship first. I'm inking it up with a clear emboss kind of ink. So any clear embossing ink will work. You just need to check what you have in your stash. It's basically one of those sticky inks. Oh, let me first do this. So if you're using anything like embossing powder or these glamour pigments, it's always a good idea to use your little
anti-static
pad so that the powders and the pigments don't sit everywhere. I always forget to do it, by the way, so
join the club. I have one somewhere. I say somewhere because I know I own it, but I think it's actually living in the box with my embossing powders.
Probably. So I'm going to transfer the airship. And if you've never stamped before, there's a lot of people who tend to rock these stamps. This is how I do it. I hold my my stamp with the one hand, and I apply pressure all over the stamp with the other one, and then I change hands. So I basically never let go of the block. And I love stamps because you can create such amazing backgrounds with just stamps alone.
Okay, yes, stamps are so versatile.
Oh, they are. Okay, and I'm just going to use the clock. And I'm not going to use the whole one. I'm just going to stamp a little piece on the one side.
Yes, I
So,
think that's something that a lot of people don't think of because they see a whole stamp. They
hmm,
kind of think they should stamp the whole stamp, whereas it
yeah,
actually works really nicely when you stamp off a page.
I love using stamps. Okay, so now we've got our stamps down, and I'm just going to take I'm taking gold glamour pigment, and you really don't need a lot. And I'm just going to rub it onto the stamped
Oh, it's
image.
like magic.
It is. I love this. And this is KAP. Sorry, I can't read so far. G02. KAPG02. So this is such fun. And you can do it in a variety of colors. You don't have to do it
Of
all
course, you
in the
could
same
mix the
color.
colors too if you're feeling adventurous.
Okay. Now, if I hadn't used my anti-static pad, the glamour pigment would have been all over the black. So I'm just going to clean that up.
Ah, good point.
And
What
there
are
we
you
go.
using to clean? Just a dry tissue?
Just a dry piece of roller towel or
Roller
tissue.
towel, kitchen towel.
Kitchen towel. We call it roller towel in South Africa. I think we're the only people that call it roller towel. So
I
if
think we are. That's a South African thing.
yes, so we've got our score line above there, and if you've never folded on a score line before, we we fold towards the bubble side, and I'm just going to reinforce that fold with my bone folder, and I'm going to push it back. Okay, so we've got that. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to add a piece of acetate to the front like that. I've just got an offcut here, so I'm going to have to trim mine down to size. But that's basically going to be the front of our card.
Now,
Let me,
are you
yeah,
putting the acetate on to protect the pigment powder, or is that pigment powder now fairly permanent on there? I mean, I saw you rub it now with a tissue.
it's fairly permanent. You don't need to do much to it. It stays, so it won't come
Wow.
off.
Okay, that is exciting. Everybody is so excited about this technique.
Oh, lovely. So I'm just going to trim my acetate. The acetate measures exactly the size, the width of the card, because this now becomes the front of our card. And I'm just going to size it. Let me just stick that one down, and then it will make it easier to size. I just recently found the craft glue, and I have to say, I know Extra Forte is still my favorite, but this craft glue sticks like crazy. It is, what's the code? DC31, and it holds really, really, really well. So I'm just folding that over. So you can either use glue or you can use double-sided tape, whatever your preference is. And I'm just going to go off screen quickly just to trim that down. My trimmer is right next to me.
Okay, we heard that. We might not see it, but we know that sound.
Yep. Okay. So we've got that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue a piece. This measures about 3/4 of an inch, and it is the width of our card. I've prepped most of the things because I wanted to do quite a bit today. And that I'm just going to stick down at the bottom just to frame that acetate piece because I felt it just looked a little bit empty. So I'm going to frame that with a piece of black card. Just turning it upside down so it's a little bit easier for me to see. There we go. And we just need to give it a little bit of time to settle down and stay. And I am a firm believer that we need to use up all our little bits and pieces. So this is one of my offcuts that I have from probably an album or something that I made. And I'm going to use that as my matting or my layer on top of the card. And I like the word Strange London, so I'm going to put that there. Actually, I think I'm going to put Strange London at the bottom because I've got something else that I want to put on top there. So I'll do that. And I'm just going to trim this down to about 1/2 inch because I always like to have borders
Yes.
around just so that it frames your image. So let me just trim.
Finishes it off well.
It does. So my layers I'm going to cut about 4 1/4 wide by about 1/2 inch. Sorry, 4 1/4 long by 1/2 inch wide.
I was going to say, you're not going to get many words there if you're going to cut it that width. You'll have half an S.
Grab my that one. The big trimmer doesn't work well for small measurements, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. I use a craft knife and ruler for that, to be honest.
I'm so bad with a craft knife. I'm scared of it so.
Whereas you see now, I can't function with these trimmers. I go skew, I chew the paper.
I'm more comfortable with the trimmer. I am so scared of a craft knife because I cut skew.
Oh, now you see, we have opposite issues. We should sit next to each other when we craft. Well, you can pass me things through the screen at the moment.
You're reminding me of when we go to an event and Auntie Nabi's sitting next to me. She can't hear what the instructions, as they hand out instructions. They do it quite fast if you're at a convention. And then she just said, just cut mine. So now I'm cutting 2 lots of papers and I tend to lose my way like that because you can't keep up. Okay, let's hope I got all that in. And I feel I need to edge that. So I'm going to edge it with some black. I have black ink on my tool already. And this is so cool because we've got double-sided paper, so it doesn't matter which side we use.
Good point. Yes. I've got Maria de Oliveira asking, when is my new baby arriving? I'm assuming she means my Lady Vagabond version 2. Otherwise, she knows something I don't know. Hopefully, and I can say this now because it's the 2nd of September, hopefully next month. I can't believe I actually get to say that. Next month. So, yes, Lady Vagabond 2 will be out next month. It's very exciting stuff.
I can't wait. I can't wait. None of us have seen anything. It's so terrible. We can't wait. Okay.
I know. I'm waiting for my samples to arrive. I haven't received anything yet, so it's at that hurry up and wait phase.
Now, this is one of the Lady Vagabond die cuts, and I've mounted her onto some foam and some, you can see there's a lot going on here. I just wanted to have her raised. I'm just going to put a little piece of additional foam tape there. And if I stick her down in the middle, I just thought it would look so cool because you see the wings of the
airship from behind her. Oh, wow, that's so clever.
So let's just do that.
Okay, I've got Duncan reminding us to share and like the video. Don't forget, people, because on Monday you could be the winner of a pizza box.
The boxes are amazing.
I
Okay,
see we've got David in the house.
Oh, hi.
Thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon.
I love dimension on my cards and my projects. So I use quite a bit of foam tape with my projects, and I have them in different thicknesses. So this is like a 1 millimeter thick one, and it's not very dimensional, but it does give you a little bit of dimension. It just looks...
It just lifts it off the page, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, man.
Yes, Roberta, I'm curious too. I'm dying to be able to tell everybody about it. I wish I could. I wish I could, but you'll know soon. You will know soon.
And I think this one comes off the Sir Vagabond die cuts, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I mixed up the packets. So
I can't see the writing on my small phone.
Your dreams be your wings. Is this yours or?
That will be Sir Vagabond.
So I was just looking for something thin that would fit in that gap there. And there we are. How long have we been on? And that first card is done.
22 minutes. So it didn't even take you 22 minutes because we chatted.
So that's
okay. Admit to everybody that you did do a lot of prep. So if people were doing this from scratch, it would take a little longer.
It will take about 30 minutes because all you had to do was cut your card to size. And because...
and your acetate and yeah. So it's just a little bit more. So it would probably take people from scratch about 25 minutes.
Yeah, 25 to 30 minutes. And I think that's not bad going. So let's put that one to one side. And we carry on.
We've got Auntie Nabi in the house. And she says, hi, Belinda and Shamela. I was getting so excited when I heard the word baby, only to realize it was the new Lady Vagabond. I'm so excited for that. Yes. No, there will be no babies coming from this factory. This factory's closed. Okay, I'm already having the personal summers and everything that goes with it. So that's what I was saying. I wondered if she knew something I didn't know.
Right. I wanted to share with you this as just a very quick background. And I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to show you something else. But I've had this stamp set in my stash for such a long time. And I never got around to stamping out these images. But the locks and the key stamps so beautifully. It is just...
There's so much detail in them.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And that is what it looks like on craft. So I just had some fun and I messed around with that. So what I'm going to do is show you how I make a card masking images. So what I've done is I've pre-cut, and I have used these before. I just stamped Lady Vagabond, the suitcases, the cat, etc. out on normal copy paper. But how I make it sticky is with your Stamperia repositionable spray glue. And I love this stuff because it's not too sticky.
It's brilliant. Yes, it's just a low tack.
Yes, it's a lovely low tack. I just want to put some paper towel down so I can spray because mine has kind of lost its stickiness. And with
that, I'm just going to read. I've got a few people trying to guess, and I can't get my computer to behave. It's stuck on Sky Blue Hippie's comment, which is acetate over black and gold looks so beautiful. Yeah. We've got Dunker saying it's always good to a good time when shared with you people. Lots of new learning. Thank you. I've got Maria asking, has anyone guessed where Lady Vagabond is going this time? No, nobody's guessed. I'm going to keep everybody guessing. Terry saying she can't wait to find out where Lady's ventured off to. And Valeria Rose says, we won't tell anyone you told us about it. I'm sure you won't. No, it'll just be all over the internet.
It will be us. Okay, so I've got Lady Vagabond, which is that one, on my Perspex block now. And I've got a white piece of card. So I'm just going to stamp her in. This is like a dark gray ink pad. So let's see if I can see to that. Same process. We apply pressure. Try and make sure that we've got enough pressure on all over and lift. And there's our beautiful lady. So I'm just going to wave that a bit to dry it. And it's dry. So I'm going to mask her with my mask. Like I said, this is just normal copy paper.
Yeah, it works best when you use the thinner paper.
Yes, it does. My cat is actually on cardstock, but it's okay. It will still work.
It still works, but copy paper works the best.
Is the best, yes. And I'm going to put her suitcases down next to her.
I'm sorry about Maria's comment still stuck on the screen. I've had to restart my computer. So I control the comments and everything from my computer, and today I'm logged in with my phone so I can still talk to Shamela backstage. Yeah. But yes, I now have my computer restarting. It's I don't know whether it's my computer or the internet now, so I've decided to restart my computer and see how we go. So if you can work slightly to either the left or the right of your paper, because I've got a long comment that is covering what you're doing underneath your lady.
Okay.
That I currently can't remove.
So I have masked Lady Vagabond with my mask. I'm re-inking my stamp. And I am going to stamp the suitcases next to her. Can you see?
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
Right. And then I want to do her trunk. And I just want to condition the stamp quickly. Just stamp it off and ink it again.
Yes, it always stamps better second time around.
Sometimes it's just, see, it's a little bit light.
I don't know why that is. I haven't fathomed it, because you can ink it just the same. I mean, you could ink it a bit more and it still prints badly. Not badly, but light, as you say. And then when you ink it and stamp the second time, it's perfect.
You can see it's getting darker. So, oops. There we go. That's a lot better. So now I will go on to my project. So there's nothing wrong with you doing this a couple of times before you go straight onto your project, so that you know you've got your stamp is just perfectly inked up. Okay, now we have that. And if we want to put the supervisor onto the trunk, I thought we could just put him there as well.
Of course, the supervisor has to be in.
So
he's like, where's Waldo?
And I'm going to do the same with the supervisor, because every time you clean the stamp, oh, there we go, he's nice and dark.
Okay, I have my computer back up and running, and Crafty I Am has put the product code of the stamp set. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because I was completely out of control. Frances is in the house. She says this is a great tip.
So there we go. Now we've got our supervisor. I've made a mask for my suitcases as well. And I just want to put it on. Now, at this point, I was wishing I had like a nice blue ink, but I didn't, or paint, sorry, of the Allegro paints. And you can see my Allegro paints are very well used, but I do
Much
have
love.
because turquoise came in my design kit. So I've got turquoise. I'm just looking for my little sheet that I can mess on. So let me just get rid of my ink pads quickly. And I have white. So we got KAL 11 and KAL 25. And if you had like a nice sky blue, it would work way better. But this is where Shamela just decided to mess, because when I did this, I realized, no man, but this looks a little bit bare. And I didn't want to stamp any more into the background. So I thought, let's just see what happens if we just put some paint over it. So
okay, can I just stop you for a second? Because while I was without my computer, I couldn't see the comments. And Gloria's asking, can mica powder be used on the previous black card project? So basically, the Glamour pigment powder is mica powder, yes.
Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, I wanted to make a sky behind Lady Vagabond, but like I said, I didn't have blue, so turquoise had to do. And all I'm doing is I've taken like an oldish brush that's got some furry bristles, I can call it, and I'm just creating a background.
I call it an abused brush. I abuse quite a few of my brushes, don't worry. Sometimes I do it intentionally.
Okay, and that gives us some kind of just interest in the background, because it was looking a little bit dull to me. And
that's so quick.
And I've got, let me just put here. And then I thought I need some dirt under her feet. And I've got Terra de Ombre, KAL 106 and KAL 90, which is the cappuccino. And I'm going to do the same. Oops, that's a bit too much. And I'm so stingy with my paints. Oh my goodness. If I
do I need to send you more?
This one is really gone.
I'll have to send you more. I was trying to see, so I'm trying to catch up. People are saying, so Maria says maybe she's going to outer space. Sorry, I'm distracted. Somebody said Russia. Where's Russia? I think Lady V is going to Russia. Crafty M says she's going to a Latin location, is my guess. And Anna says, Shamela, your accent is adorable.
Oh, thank you. I sound like a girl from the Cape Flats in South Africa, in Cape Town. We've got a very flat way of speaking. I don't like it, but well, thank you. I always admire everyone else's accents, to be honest. Okay, so I just want to clean up my space a little bit.
You people can all keep guessing. Just keep guessing.
She's enjoying this, eh? I'm telling everybody. Fun at our expense.
I just wish I could tell everybody. It's so funny. And that turquoise is gorgeous. Yes, it's KAL 25. It is the most beautiful turquoise.
My favorite colors.
And Jennifer Lee Duke says we do not have a Cape Flats accent. I quite agree. I don't think she sounds like Cape Flats at all. She's very She has an elegant accent, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, my children say I can switch it on and off.
Yes, we can all do the Cape Kitchen accent. Let's just leave it there.
I'm taking off my masks. And look, this doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because it's just a card. That's my doorbell, if you heard that.
I didn't hear that. Jermaine, I've heard that it will come out in October. So seeing as we are 2nd of September, I can say next month with fingers crossed. Hello, Karen. Welcome. No problem.
So I have finished one card using that same technique, but I didn't want you to sit and watch me color. So this is basically what my finished card looked like.
I like the fact that you left the ones in the background uncolored and you've made her the focus. That is amazing.
I did want her to be the focal point of the card, yes. And of course, you can still put your sentiment or whatever on there. And there we go. Card number 2, idea done. I hope you like it.
That was brilliant. That was really brilliant.
Background, I have to say, I have to admit. I'm one of those messers. I like to mess and try. So, and
Moon says, love the background too. The card is wonderful. Tina says, looks awesome. Great technique. Caroline saying, wow, wonderful card. The dress is nice colored. Yes, of course, you could color the ones in the back as well, likely if you wanted to, depending on how much time you have.
Yes, and I wanted to show you a finished one because that particular coloring, let me get it again. I colored with alcohol markers, so it takes quite a while to do. I'm not the best at it. I'm the first to admit because there is quite a nice technique to it, but I just have fun. So for me, Belinda, you're the expert on shadows and stuff. I'm not. I just figure out. And what I do like about the stamp, though, is that they have given you the shadows already because when you stamp it, you've got like darks. So that's a pretty good idea of where you need to add more depth of color. But I just have fun. I mean, I'm not a colorist, so I make cards and I have fun.
You've done a brilliant job. Well done.
Thank you. So we're doing good for time, eh?
Yes, we're at 3:38 and Sky Blue says your dress looks like velvet the way you've colored it. And Susan says looks great. Good technique.
Thank you so much, Susan. So the next card, I've just got a plain white piece of card here. It measures about 11 by, I think it's 5.5. Let me double check. Yep, it's 5.5. So it's a 5.5-inch square card. And I'm just gonna put some paper on. So I've made a note for myself. This comes out of the Lady Vagabond 8x8 paper pack. And I have one here. It is the SBBS 27. I'm using 2 sheets out of that out of that paper. I'm using this one and then also the bottom of the sheet. So I'm very frugal when it comes to paper. I like to use everything out of my paper pack because it's not cheap.
A true scrapbooker at heart.
And I keep all my offcuts. Oh my word!
I even have started categorizing my offcuts into long skinny strips, into chunky pieces I can still use for backgrounds, and then I've started, like, if there's anything left that I can still cut out, like the lock or the keys or the whatever, and I've got nothing else to do with my time, I kind of, like, between projects, I'll sit and fussy cut stuff, so, and then it's ready for when I want to use it. So waste not, want not.
Absolutely. So I'm cutting my paper down to size to about 5¼ by 5¼ like I said, I like a border. So if you put that on there, then you have like a 1/4 inch border.
Instant frame, brilliant.
But what I also like to do is I love to distress my paper. And
Look at you with a fancy tool. I just use my scissors.
this one, Belinda, Auntie Nabi and I bought at one of the conventions we had in Jeffreys Bay. But you know how when you go to these things, there's always limited stock available. So now it was a Finnabar workshop, and Anna takes out her tool like this, and Auntie Nabi's like, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "I want one." And she pulls the girl over and she says, "Two, please." And you know, you get this anxiety attack because you want to make sure.
Yes, you have to have it.
Oh my word. But it's really a nice tool, and they've discontinued it, unfortunately. So I've had so many people ask me about it, but it's not available anymore. So the scissors will have to work.
The scissors do just fine.
So you see, I've just torn the paper there now, but I don't mind because for me, that is what I love about
The distressed look.
distressed look. I love it.
I once made a card for my mother-in-law where I specifically distressed it like that on the edges and tore it and curled it so that it would like stay curled, and I glued the curl down. And when she took it out of the envelope, she was trying to uncurl my distress. I was like, not supposed to be like that. She thought she'd damaged it when she took it out of the envelope. I was so embarrassed.
This is my go-to thing. If I am stuck for an idea and I don't know what to do with my paper, I tear it. I don't know what to do and my techniques are not working and I feel stuck in a rut, I tear the paper. So for me, that's my go-to technique. So I'm just going to glue that down. Where's my glue? And it pains me that we have to glue down the side, but yes.
I know, but in my new line, so next month, there will be a 12 by 12 pad of just backgrounds. Unfortunately, there will still have to be a choice because it's still cheaper to make double-sided paper than it is to make single-sided paper. It's cheaper to ship. It's cheaper to print. It's a crazy scenario. So you'll still have to buy 3 because, you know, you have to have 1 to keep and love and sniff and whatever and stroke, and then 2 to use because that's how we roll.
So I'm just going to trim off this piece that I'm going to use. And I specifically used the bottom piece because I liked the fact that there was that green there and we've got that maroon or like a burgundy, the wine color in there, and I thought they worked so well together. So that's why I chose this piece. But I mean, you can choose any that you like. And I'm not being very fussy about how I'm cutting it because I'm going to distress it anyway. I don't think anyone can comprehend how hard it is to actually work with the phone or your camera smack bang in the middle
of what you're trying to see. I know. It's only if you've done lives that you can appreciate the logistics of trying to see what you're doing with your head in the shot, not it's crazy.
Okay, and so we're going to distress this. And I like the word London News. I wanted to keep that as part of the card.
Crafty M is asking what the measurement was of your centerpiece, because I know your card was 5.5 by 5.5. Did you cut it 5 by 5?
5.25 by 5.25. There's just a quarter.
Okay.
And I have a thing for clocks and
Oh, so do
gear.
I. You might have noticed.
Yeah.
The clocks on everything. Clocks
So
and books are my thing. Clocks, books, and suitcases. Oh dear, this is getting like a long list.
I must tell you, I put my last project in the shop, and the people who have come into the shop and have seen it, they have been so bowled over by those chairs. Is Belinda still
Okay.
there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just my computer's gone slow on me again, and I obviously asked the wrong question. No, the blue measurements on her cutting board, the ones in the middle. Oh, she's talking about your actual cutting
What about
tool.
it?
She was asking where's the question? I'll come back question. What are the blue center measurements on your board?
Oh, that's just for if you've got a shorter strip, it's the same measurements as the top, but it's just like an interim measure. So when you're holding, for example, if you are lining something up to cut it, you can see at the top and in the middle, at the midpoint.
That is so clever. I didn't notice it. So apologies, you weren't not clear, Crafty I am. I just wasn't paying attention.
So it's just like an interim measure, just to make sure you are straight. Okay, we are going to, there we go. We're going to see what my cutting skills are like, because if you look at you can see it's got like little folds and stuff in there, and I like to distress inside those lines. So I'm just going to,
Yes, it's got fake bent paper.
yeah, and I like to cut into those lines and roll those back.
For someone who says you can't do it, you look very professional.
There we go. So there's my snips. And I am just going to, now for this you do need a scissors, because it is not going to be easy to get in there with that fancy schmancy tool. And this part in particular I like, because I can now reveal the back of the paper too. So then I feel like even though I'm sticking it down, I'm still seeing a part of the back of the paper.
That's clever, yes.
And you know, when you're making cards, if you can add little details like this, it just makes your card look a little bit more interesting. My aim today was to try and make something that's achievable within the time frame, and also something that you can use, you know, something that you can make and actually
Yeah,
give to someone.
I do think that it's those small attention to detail things on the cards that help make them more interesting.
They do. They make them a lot more interesting. Where did I put my tool? Okay. So we are going to distress those points with ink. I think sometimes because I've been making cards and stuff for so long, you know, Belinda, how many products we've seen come and go. And I sometimes forget that there are people out there who hasn't been around the card making or the scrapbooking industry for as long as we have. And techniques and ideas that we've seen come and go, a lot of them have made a reappearance, but I forget that these people who haven't seen it before or who don't know about it
Exactly.
before. And
So
that's what Yeah, there's so many new people entering
There's
the.
always new people. And I mean, even you and I are still learning. And we've been in this, I don't know, it seems like our whole lives. So I've decided that because I'm now live every Thursday, apart from the first Thursday, like today, where I'm hosting one of my design team members,
Mm,
and next month it'll be Sam. I've decided I'm going to do a whole series on back to basics. So next week I will be doing aqua colors, and if you want to find the list, it is on my Facebook page. It is on my Instagram, so you can just go and look for me. You can, if you put in Belinda Basson, I will come up with the bright pink hair. So you'll be able to find me there. And I think a lot of us forget. It's not a case of we don't know it, we forget to use it.
see.
We're a bit like magpies. We want the latest shiny new thing.
Yeah.
So we're always moving on, and some of the old techniques that we learned way back when are still worth using. They're still
Mm,
fabulous.
definitely. So I've mounted Lady Vagabond, which I cut out of the cover sheet of the 8x8, and she's going to sit here. But I just wanted to create some texture and put some interest behind her. And I've got this, which let me just see, trim it down slightly, because then I can put a piece there, and I can put a piece, oh, I can put one in here. That will be cool. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, Crafty Am's asking me about the second live of the day, so it's earlier. So it will be while you're sleeping, because 3 p.m. is 9 a.m. for Crafty I Am. So the other one is 11 a.m. CET, which is Central European time.
Okay.
So you are 6 hours behind me. So 11 minus 6 would
Oh,
be ridiculous o'clock. You would definitely be sleeping.
you have to catch that on the rerun.
Yes. And it's as somebody else pointed out earlier, while my internet was giving me major grief, they are not every day yet. I know they are trying to do as many as possible at the 11 a.m. slot CET, but they're not every day. So you just have to look. I'm trying to think, where did I see Stamperia put out the list? So if you go to the Stamperia YouTube page, there is a section called Community. And if you click on the Community tab, they update the list of what's coming on a Monday. Also, if you subscribe to their newsletter, which comes out on a Monday evening for me, and don't forget, so I couldn't find it. I had subscribed to this newsletter, and for the life of me, I couldn't find it. And because I'm on Gmail, Gmail has decided that it is under promotions. And for the life of me, I cannot
Oh,
tell Gmail that it must go into my normal email thing. It wasn't in spam because I checked spam. It wasn't in junk because I checked junk. It was under promotions, which I don't check. So now I know on a Monday evening I have to check. Yeah, so at the moment, Jill has it. She says Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday are twice a day. Tuesday, no, hang on. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday is twice a day, and Tuesday and Thursday once for the time being. No, there's something wrong with that because you've got 2 Thursdays in there, Jill. I give up. I give up.
so I have just cut out those, and I've mounted this one piece also from the cover sheet. I've split it in two because I want to use this one behind Lady Vagabond. And Lady Vagabond is also mounted onto foam tape. So we're creating some dimension. And that might go there. And then I've got gauze because I love using gauze in my projects. It just gives
And
little
added
bit.
texture. Yes, Radovan's used it twice now, twice in a row, and there's so many different ways to use it as well.
Just want to grab my paints again and my water, because I just want to add some color to the gauze. I don't want to color it completely, so I'm just going to put some color on. And I'm putting the paint on my chair. I just hope I don't sit down into it.
Oh no! That would be such a Belinda thing to do. Put it on the floor, Shamela. Don't put it on your chair, because you will sit on it. We know those. You know, it's called life experience.
I'm just going to move it, because you're right.
Please move it. Because I can't see you to warn you when you. Yes, Dorota uses a lot of gauze as well. Quite
I
right.
love. And so I just colored it slightly so that it's going to tone in with the background. And I'm going to put it in the background there. And this I'm going to glue down first.
May is saying very pretty cards. Thanks. Lady B is coming to my country, Canada. I know people really struggle to find stuff. I do try and keep a list of shops where people have let me know that Lady Vagabond is available. I have a group called Belinda's Creative Inspiration for Everyone. It's a bit of a long list, but a name, but that's what it is. I want people to be inspired by each other and the projects that people create. And at the top, pinned to the top of that page, is always a list of shops. So if you know of a shop that is stocking Lady Vagabond or even Stamperia, please just add it in the comments and I will add it to the list. So you will find Canadian shops listed there. And if they don't have it, please, you can ask them to order it when they place their next Stamperia order.
You know, we always imagined in South Africa that we are so behind. And I always think we get things lost, but I've been so surprised to hear that a country like Canada, where I think they have everything, don't necessarily have everything. So
they struggle. They really struggle.
But I think possibly because the importing system might be very strict.
Yeah, Jermaine is you see, there are people with lists and so on. So yes, you can. I dare not try and force my internet to think any harder, or I would put the link. But yeah, my internet is taking strain. The only way I'm managing to keep in touch with you is because I'm using my phone on my data.
Oh, goodness. Now
yes, the Paper Ink Boutique also has it.
So I have also pre-cut one of the sentiments that's on the cover sheet of the Lady Vagabond 8x8 paper pack. Because I thought you
I can see some nice sunshine on your desk, some spring sunshine.
My room gets the afternoon sun, so it gets quite hot in in summer. I boil. But in winter, it's wonderful. So here we go. And now we're going to add some fun stuff to this.
Ooh.
Because we've got lots of texture. And I love Stamperia sparkles.
Oh, the glamour sparkles. It's that lovely chunky glass glitter.
And I always use the KE48M because it dries so nice and clear.
KE48. I don't have mine in front of me to catch the code.
8M.
M, thank you.
Gloss finish. And I love this because it's self-leveling. Like you say, providing you are on a level surface. Just getting my little tray to catch the extra bits.
Oh, very clever. And look at you. You even made your card to fit. Was that intentional?
No, not at all. That's pure fluke. I think that's a South African word. I don't think anybody's gonna know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. In fact, somebody is asking, Anna was asking, do I miss South Africa? You know, Anna, it's a yes no answer. Yes, I miss my friends like Shamela. I miss I lived in Cape Town, which is the most beautiful city, in my opinion, in the country. Um, but there's a lot I don't miss that I'm not going to mention because I'm not a negative person, but there's not I don't miss. But the joy is that, you know, we have WhatsApp and we have, like, now it feels like I'm crafting with Shamila. We on different sides of the equator, opposite ends of the world, and yet we get to do stuff together like this. So thanks to social media, thanks to the brilliance of the internet, I don't miss it, I think, as much as if I was, I don't know, my mom's age or grand's age. I mean, when my mom went overseas in the 60s, you know, she had to write a letter home, wait for a reply. 6 weeks later, she'll get a reply. You know, I mean, you had to be patient back then. So I think I'm grateful that I've chosen to move now, because I don't feel so cut off, and it's not as hard, I think.
Definitely. Okay, so what I've got here, and I haven't tried this before, so we're just going to play and have an experiment. So I'm taking some of the extra gloss finish. The thought just occurred to me while I was doing this. So.
I was going to say, I thought you were finished.
Why? Just try. Because I love this pigment powder, man. I think it's amazing.
That one's got a bit of gold in it too. It's not just a flat blue.
So I'm trying to see.
Oh, she's getting a shiny dress.
She's getting bling. I love the bling, you see. So I wish I had it actually works, Belinda.
Yes, it does. I often paint with it. It just adds a subtle extra bling, not as shiny as the glamour sparkles.
Nice. I took too much out though, but it's nice. I like that. And then of course you can
Crafty Arm's asking for another close-up, please.
I will pass it on right now. Just want to. And this is my favorite thing to do. I love adding just plain dimension with the
But that you can't do if you're making a last-minute card, because that has to dry for quite a while.
Actually, yeah, it dries quite fast. Can you see the?
Oh, that's brilliant! Absolutely gorgeous, Shamila. You have done so well. You've made 3 cards in an hour.
I know. I can't believe it.
Less than an hour, even. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
So let's show the cards. So we've got this one. That's just a basic 5.5 by 5.5, using 2 sheets of paper, which I think is not bad, and some of the elements on the cover.
Cutout sheet, yeah.
So that's the one. And then this is the other one, and the idea I got, because I had a piece of this left over from one of the projects I did, and I thought I'm not going to waste that piece. Let me see what I can do with it. So yes, that's where that card idea came from. And that is Lady Vagabond with golden wings. And where's the other card? Oh, what's this one?
Gone in your Bermuda Triangle.
This one was the background. And I hope the ladies are going to use the masking technique because I think it's really fun. And the Lady Vagabond stamps are absolutely amazing. The detail on here is incredible. I love all the detail. Just so cool.
Everybody's amazed by all the techniques that you've used today. Every single card is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow. You've
And
outdone yourself today.
thank you, Belinda. I appreciate. So I will
Really,
see.
really good.
I'll do a quick list of the notes and I will just the measurements and stuff and which products I used. And this would have looked so nice with that little bit of blue in, but unfortunately I don't have. So we had to be satisfied with the turquoise.
Yes, use what
You,
you've got.
yeah, you can post it on the um, you can post it on the Belinda's page.
Yeah, on Belinda's inspiration, creative inspiration for everybody.
Uh,
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just missing now. I'm adding my
And not,
leftover.
yes, because you have it on your desk. Waste not, want not.
Yeah,
And my mom says, what a lovely card. How nice to open an envelope and see this. I love all three. Thanks for all
oh,
the tips and techniques.
thank you.
Yvonne is saying, wow, Shamela, you've outdone yourself. Thanks for all the tips. And Joel Humphrey says, thank you for the makes and reminding me of techniques I'd used a long time ago and clearly need to revisit. Nina says, beautiful cards. I've learned some awesome techniques. Thank you for sharing your skills with us.
Thank you so much. You know, when you do something like this, your brain always goes into overdrive and you think, what else can I still do? Oh, this is something I missed with last night. We had, on a Wednesday evening, I have a live class on my page. And last night we used the glossy gel, the pink one, the extra heavy body. What's it called? I've packed it away now, so I
The
can't.
glossy gel heavy body paste, yes.
The heavy body paste, and I mixed it with some glitter, and look how awesome!
And
This
then
is
did
just
it through a stencil. Wow.
pencil.
Yes, that
Really
heavy body gel is just amazing stuff.
got such great dimension. So if you're into bling, that's a nice thing to do.
And I've got Susan saying, thank you, Shamila. You've inspired so many tonight with all your creative cards, all different techniques, all very different, all very glamorous. Thank you as well, Belinda. It's a pleasure, Susan.
Thank you so much, ladies. I will get
Francis
some.
says thank you.
Francis is my buddy.
I know. Can you believe while we got you on here, Shamila, together with Francis and another lady called Karen, have been importing Stamperia now for exactly a year. I can't believe a year has gone so fast.
You know, Belinda, you have to see. Um, I can't believe, because for in South Africa, a euro is a lot of money because
Yes, it's 16 to 20 rand. Yes.
but you know what? We talking about like, oh no, the bill came to like €1,000. And it's like we're talking about now. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I
So
sound
well
like
done. That's exciting. Well done. Francis says yes, time flies. Clearly you're having fun. Time only flies when you're having fun.
we having an awesome time with Stamperia, and I think our customers are just only starting to find out about it now. I mean, we've got our die-hard clients that want everything, and they're very anxiously waiting for the new Lady Vagabond to come. Only our box of Sir Vagabond disappeared.
Oh no.
Yes, the first box arrived, and then we made a second order and it's just gone. The last scan they found was it left or it was scanned in Europe last and it's just missing. So there's an investigation to try and find it. But yeah,
Oh my word.
again. But it's okay. I'm not stressing about it. We've been through worse.
Yes, yes, you have. We won't say, but you have. Yes. And Linda's been doing homework. Yes, homeschooling is still a thing, so she'll watch the live later. It's a pleasure. Glad you girls all enjoyed it. I'm not going to ask Shamila to turn her camera around. We'll say goodbye from backstage. And thank you everybody for watching. And I will see you next week on Thursday with aquacolor techniques.
Awesome. Thank you,
So,
everyone. Have a
bye
wonderful
for
week.
now.
Bye.
Bye.